everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Wicked T. So we're back on the YouTube grind. Did videos all month. This will be the first video out for September. Yeah, this will be the first video out for September. It's currently Sunday, August 31st. So we're doing our end of month review. As I said, we've been doing videos all month, so we'll have a dozen to 16 videos out for August. Then starting with the one that gets posted Wednesday, September 3rd. Yeah, it's Wednesday, September 3rd. This will be the first one for September. We'll be doing the same thing as last time. It'll basically be the same as last week, where I had the drink video, then a game review, then Fright Night Friday, then Dustee playing random something. I don't know. But we have Dustee's archaeology review up next, and I'll see you after that. Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Dustee. Today we're doing August 2025 archaeology review, and we're going to start off with mausoleum modeled after Roman emperors found in France. French archaeologists were surprised to find an unknown and extraordinary Roman mausoleum in Saint-Romain en Gaul, near Lyon. Festri Sol Arte reports funerary structures built around 50. What is AD now? After Common Era, ACE. And it was likely modeled after the grand tombs of Emperor Augustus, which stood near the Tiber River in Rome. The round structure would have once stood 20 feet high, and its interior had a 50-foot diameter. So yeah, it looks like would have been visible to travelers entering the Roman colony of Vienna in Gaul. Wow, that's pretty cool. And as you can see up here, we have the folks working on it, and then this is the looks like a portion of the structure anyway. It doesn't look like the whole 50-meter diameter, but definitely a portion of it. I'm assuming it's this patch over here by the looks of it. This aerial angle is this patch over here. The aerial pictures are always fun to get. A lot of times there's like 3 different tripods and a camera in the middle or something. Sometimes it's just an old guy on a ladder, so it's always fun. And next we have settlement located on seafloor beneath Danish waters. Towards the end of the last ice age, around 8,500 years ago, melting glaciers caused sea levels to rise as much as 6.5 feet per century. This altered life in northern Europe as hunter-gatherer communities were forced to move inland, and rising waters submerged existing coastal settlements, many of them lost forever. The Associated Press reports that Danish underwater archaeologists have located a Mesolithic coastal settlement about 25 feet below the surface of the Bay of Aharis. Divers have excavated around 430 square feet. Sorry, my dyslexia got me there. The investigation has uncovered animal bones, stone tools, arrowheads, a seal tooth, and small pieces of worked wood that are providing archaeologists with a picture of what living near the coast was like thousands of years ago. So, as you can see, we have a wooden implement here. It must have been buried under sediment, because otherwise it wouldn't have wouldn't have survived this long unless it's bone or something. But this is the seal tooth they found. It looks like it's out of the water and on a table, display table, or for cleaning and things of that nature. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. That how after the last ice age, basically everything changed. So there's they also uncovered harpoons, fish hooks, and traces of fishing structures. So that's pretty awesome. Next we have Greco-Roman stela found in the center of Syrian city. Greek City Times reports that a resident of Manbij, Syria, notified local authorities of the presence of large inscribed stone buried near the central city market. An archaeological team called to the site recovered an object identified as a Roman-era stela. The black basalt pillar which was shaped around 2,000 years ago, features an ornately carved eagle clutching a wreath in its talons, along with the inscription written in Greek. Wow, that's pretty cool. So as you can see in the bottom of each of these pictures, it's basically the Syrian. It's part of the Syrian flag, I believe. But there's the eagle, there's the wreath, and there's the Greek inscription. So that's pretty cool. It looks like the inscription goes farther down, maybe up to here, but most of this looks so faded, I don't think anyone would be able to read that. That's crazy. But yeah, this is in the central market in a town in Syria. That's outstanding that they found that. What do we have next? Statues from sunken Egyptian city reemerge. And Egyptian authorities recently began lifting remnants of a 2,000-year-old submerged city from the seabed of Abu Qir Bay near Alexandria, a Haram Online reports. The endeavor, which is the first such underwater operation to take place in Egypt in 25 years. Over the past several campaigns, excavations and surveys have identified and mapped the ruins of a Roman-era settlement, which was likely an extension of the prominent Ptolemaic period city of Canopus. Divers have recorded temples, residential buildings, industrial spaces, and a 400-foot-long commercial dock, near which they found the wreck of an ancient merchant ship. Nice. So as you can see, this is them lifting them statues out of the water. This one looks like this guy here. This one is this guy here. There are a bunch of other pieces. I think that's this one here. But yeah, it's where they're lifting them from. It doesn't look super deep. I mean, this guy's standing up, so it's at least waist high. But of course, it could have been brought from out here, off a little more further off the sea. Got a bunch of Navy and military officers in the picture here, and some archaeologists by the looks of it. But yeah, that's amazing. I love when they can bring stuff from the past out of the water. Like they won't be able to do that with too many things. Like stone is one of those things that will not go bad when it comes out of the ocean. And next we have a sunken vessel in Alpine Lake documented. ArtNet reports that researchers seeking to comprehensively document shipwrecks in the Alpine Lake Constance successfully recorded 31 sunken vessels. The lake borders Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. The wide variety of wrecks highlights the body of water's important role as a nexus of regional trading, as well as a spot for travel and leisure. So as you can see, we have, I'm not sure if they're all one boat, but there's at least two, because I think this one's different than these two. So they used a ROV to probe 207 square mile lake. So this is all done with a remote vehicle. As you can see, the water, some of these boats, like these ones all look in fairly good shape. So there's probably not much to at the bottom of this lake that will rot wood away. So not much oxygen and things of that nature to get into the wood and destroy it. Canadian archaeologists excavate homestead of black rancher John Ware. Over here you see John Ware and family, and here is excavation of their homestead. Archaeologists returned the former homestead of John Ware, which continued to provide insight into the daily life of one of Canada's most legendary ranchers and cowboys, according to a statement from the University of Calgary. Ware was born into slavery in the American South, but eventually rode north into Canada in 1882. Herding 3,000 head of cattle, he settled near Millarville, Alberta, becoming one of the first non-white ranchers in the area. The team uncovered the structure remaining of Ware's home, including floorboards and a cellar. Personal items belonging to Ware's family members. These include ceramic dinnerware, an ink bottle manufactured in England, and a thimble engraved with the word "remember," which belonged to John's wife Mildred. These discoveries point to a level of affluence that had not been attributed to the Ware family before, which is pretty amazing. So I'm assuming these look like floorboards here. So I'm assuming this is the entrance to the cellar, or maybe it's over here. I'm not quite sure. It's hard to tell. But these look like outside of a stone wall or stone basement. Maybe this is the basement. But there's the Ware family right there. That's pretty amazing that this gentleman was born into slavery in the American South and then just rode up to Canada with 3,000 head of cattle. That's pretty cool. Next we have Neanderthal tool workshop uncovered in Poland. Science in Poland reports that archaeologists have uncovered a site in the Mazovia region. They believe served as a Neanderthal tool workshop around 70,000 years ago. The site of Zwolen was first discovered in the 1980s, but has recently been the focus of investigations led by State Archaeological Museum, the University of Warsaw, and the University of Wrocław. Over the past 2 years, the team has uncovered bones and teeth belonging to mammoths, horses, and hippos, as well as hundreds of fragments of Neanderthal flint tools. So I believe there's flint tools there, and this is the site, and I'm not sure. That kind of looks like bone to me, but I'm assuming it's some area where they processed or butchered the animals. This over here looks like some kind of pit that was squared off with stone, maybe for tool workshop, because often there would be, if there was a settlement style semi-permanent place where these groups would gather, they would often set up an area where they would chip away at their stone tools and leave all the the extra flint and stone there. Then they would move to another camp and do the same thing. So that's pretty cool that they found this. I mean, that could be stone, I guess. It looks awfully bonish to me, but Could be stone. And one thing that really amazed me here, besides all the tools, the knives, scrapers, used to butcher and skin animals, the hippos. When I saw red hippos there, I'm like, huh, in Poland, that's pretty cool. But yeah. Next we have ceremonial club head found in Peruvian Chachapoyos site. Andina reports that a series of new discoveries in Peru's Amazon region are providing important information about the area pre-Hispanic history, and especially the enigmatic Chachapoyos civilization, sometimes referred to as the Warriors of the Clouds. A research team used drones and LiDAR technology to tentatively identify and map more than 200 previously unknown Chachapoyos structures scattered across the mountainous terrain near the Opalaya archaeological site. These features were later confirmed by an on-the-ground reconnaissance team from the Kulap Archaeological and Anthropological Research Institution and the Zalca Grande Archaeological Project. These structures indicate that the Chachapoyos people may have had a greater territorial influence and extent than previously believed. However, most intriguing discovery was two ceremonial club heads found within the ruins of a circular building. According to the researchers, the orientation and position of the objects suggest that they were originally placed along the exterior of the structure and likely had ritual or symbolic significance. So there is one of the club heads. And when I say club heads, it looks like an actual head. It's pretty cool. Look at that thing. Look at that big grin. He's a happy boy. Next we have wreck of Spanish privateer identified in North Carolina. According to a statement released by East Carolina University, a team of the university's program in maritime studies recently identified 4 shipwrecks along the waterfront of Brunswick Town, Fort Anderson State Historic Site. Brunswick was a major pre-Revolutionary War port on the Cape of Fear River until it was razed by British troops in 1776. Later, during the Civil War, Fort Anderson was built on the remnants of the old village. One of the submerged ships was likely sunk intentionally as part of a land reclamation project. Given the location immediately next to the Colonial Wharf, the second ship was probably an 18th century flatboat, a vessel used to transport people and goods, while the third remains unidentified. Researchers have tentatively identified the fourth wreck, however, as the Spanish privateer La Fortuna, originally from Cuba. Wood samples indicate that it was constructed from either Monterey or Mexican cypress, which only grow in Spanish colonial territories of Southern California and central Mexico. Historical accounts record the La Fortuna exploded and sank off the shore of Brunswick Town when it attacked the settlement in September of 1748 during King George's War. So this is chunks and ballast stone and more chunks and pieces of ceramic, all from the wreck of La Fortuna. That's pretty cool that they could identify what type of wood it was to either Monterey or Mexican cypress. That's really cool. I love privateers and pirates. They're fun to study. And some of the stuff they did was crazy. Like, why would you attack a town and all of a sudden your ship explodes? Somebody did something stupid. or someone from the town swam out there and just blew the damn thing up. Alright, next we have archaeologists locate lost Mayan land of the white jaguar. Live Science reports archaeologists in Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History appear to have finally identified the long-lost Mayan city of Sakbala, or land of the white jaguar, deep in the jungles of Chapais. The site was home to the Lacandon Chol people, Mayan rebels who resisted Spanish conquest of their territory. After their capital city of Lacandon was captured in 1586, the Lacandon Chol moved further inland and established Sakbalan, where they remained for 110 years. The investigation was led by INAH archaeologist Joshua Lozanda Tolendo, and relied on GIS technology and historical records, especially a 1695 eyewitness account written by Spanish friar Diego de Rivia, to find the settlement. So that is something that happens a lot. Old not religious texts, but old accounts from religious people out to convert the local peoples to Catholicism or whatever religion. Often kept pretty accurate records, and especially the conquistadors and the friars and things that came over with them. They kept really good records, and so a lot of these places could be found from their records alone. But it's amazing that they actually found a long lost civilization, basically. I mean, after their capital was destroyed, they moved and spent 110 years in this new place, so that's pretty cool. And I think that's it. Yeah, that is it for today, and for August archaeology review. If you enjoyed this, I forgot to change that. Darn it. I should have said August 29th. But yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's been a while since we did these, and I'm glad we're back into them. So I will catch you next month for another archaeology review. Bye-bye. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that. That was Dustee's archaeology review for August. He did that. Today's the 31st. He did that on Friday night. He did that review. Now, unfortunately, while I was editing it, he noticed that he hadn't changed the date. Sorry about that. I'll get him to fix the dates from now on. On the end card there. Sorry. But yeah, otherwise it's been a pretty standard month from before we took our little hiatus. But yeah, back on the grind. It's actually, I love making videos. It's so fun. I don't like editing. Editing I'm not good at, and it's not fun for me. But I do it anyway because it has to get done. But otherwise, like I said, it's been a pretty standard month. We did get the Rogue Energy Round 2 drink review. That was awesome. I love that. The Rogue Energy is actually a really good drink pack. And this one came with a nice bottle, so I loved it. But we'll see how we do for September, and then we'll see you again at the end of next month. Sorry, my voice is a little scratchy after the last Friday Night Friday. I actually watched like 3 videos, and it's the second video I recorded this last Friday, but the third video I watched just for fun, and it actually made me scream a couple times, so I might do that one again for the first Friday Night Friday in September. But until then, I will see you in the next one.